Today we are going to review the new features of 1.0.8 and 1.0.9. There are a lot of things to cover. I wasn't able to make a video overview for the last release because I had some issues with Screen Studio not recording correctly the colors, and I had it fixed now, so I'm going to review both of the previous release and the new one, which is 1.0.9. So let's get started and check one by one what is new in Advanced Themer. So the first one is the theme settings have a new look and functionalities. Let's just check it right now and see how it goes. So the first thing that you might see is the top tabs are now different. They reflect the categories from the website, and I think it's straightforward to understand now where are all the features to activate and to locate them. So the first thing that you might notice here is the General tab, which contain the feature to disable or enable any features of Advanced Themer. So let's say you don't want to use any of the features. Let's just toggle them all, and you see there is no more tab features here. So you can just activate the one that you want to use and disable the one that you are not interested in. By deactivating these options here, they will also be deactivated on the front end and on the builder and everywhere on the website. So here is the place to deactivate any global categories that you are not expecting to use. So let's go inside. Let's just toggle all, and let's go inside a table now. For each categories, you will see a General tab where you can set general variables. In this case, we have prefix and all the default fluid settings that are now in the General tab. But you can also deactivate any sub-tab from the category. So let's say you want to use some CSS variables, but you are not interested in typography, spacing, and border. You can just deactivate typography, spacing, and border, and you can use all the remaining features. So now, not only you can deactivate a global category, you can also deactivate subcategories inside each one. This is a new thing in 1.0.8, and this is true for all of them. So in class and style, you can deactivate the grids, the class importer, and of course the advanced CSS, and the same for the builder tweaks, etc., etc. Okay, like you can see, I tried to polish the more that I could the user experience, putting a lot of left tabs and avoid long vertical scrolling. So now, if you go into the builder tweaks, for example, everything is divided in its own subcategory. So the top bar icons are in the top bar tab, same for the class and styles, for the elements, and etc., etc. So this is basically the new interface from the backend. Not going to cover this more. Let's just jump on the new one. Borders, box shadow, and width were added as CSS variables. So if we click on the CSS variables, toggle them all, and you see now we have border radius, box shadow, and width that you can, of course, change. These are new variables available inside Advanced Themer. Of course, I'm not going to go into too much details, but they are visible in the in here, the advanced CSS panel, also in the variable picker, you will see here box shadow width and border radius. So they are all available in the core features of Advanced Themer. Okay, let's continue. New indicators for the left panel, the pseudo element shortcuts. So this was requested a lot by the community. You can see here I activated the left shortcuts for the style panels. And now you see on the left of each panel you have a bar, a yellow bar here, that indicates that we have a style applied for the layout. And you see we have a width and a max width set on the ID style. And we have a bar that notifies us that there is some style in this tab. If I open typography, for example, and I add a new font, you will see now there is a bar on typography. So this is a new indicator to show quickly where you have styles on each tab and navigate it through the shortcuts here. Well, this is it. Okay, style and class indicator inside the structure panel. This is, from my point of view, really useful. If you see on the structure panel, you see now we have a bar, a red bar here, and this one indicates that just on the structure panel, this element has some styles on the ID level. So let's create a basic text, for example, and you see the basic text here has no bar on the right. But as soon as I'm on the code, basic text here. As soon as I add a margin, let's say, you'll see now we have a bar applied, and if I remove it, the indicator is removed. We have the same indicator on the left if I had any global class. So if I had a class to this basic text, let's unselect the class for now. Yeah, I don't know if you see it, but we have a left bar here, a blue bar. I'm not sure why there is the outline blue right now, since I have not selected here. Oh, okay, not sure what happened. Now you see on the left we have a blue bar on the left of the element. This indicates that the element has at least one global class activated on it. And if you remove it, let's remove this class. Well, ideally it should be removed. I don't know what it. I might double check before the release that this is fixed. But normally, as soon as you toggle off the global class, this indicator should be removed. Okay, let's go ahead and the autofocus when adding an element. Yes, so that was something requested also by the community. Is using the right sidebar, the right shortcuts to create element here. There were no options to automatically focus on the element that you just created. But now if you hold shift and click on any element, let's just unselect anything here. And I hold shift and click on section, and it's not working. Oh, it's working. You see? Now I'm adding them and I'm nesting all the elements because I'm leaving old on the keyboard, and all the elements are nested inside. If I don't hold shift and I add just like that, you will see all the elements are on the root. Or when you selected manually the element, now if I add adding the basic text, it will be inside the container. Okay, so now holding shift will automatically focus on the new created element, And then if you continue clicking on the elements, it will nest them inside your active containers. New features. Okay, let's delete that and let's delete everything. Okay, sorry. We are done. Optional enqueue for your imported classes. This is really we're going to cover this really quickly. If we go in the class importer, you have now the possibility to toggle off or on the enqueue of the CSS. So you might want to import your global classes inside the Bricks Builder, but you are maybe already using some third-party plugin like WP Codebox or other one to enqueue your scripts, and you don't want to change that. You can just avoid to enqueue the CSS that you just imported. But since you added it, it will also be imported in the Bricks Builder. So you are going to be able to use them inside the builder without being enqueued. Of course, if you are not enqueuing the CSS already, you can use this function to enqueue it, and you can decide where you want it to be enqueued, in the head or the footer, the priority, the version. I'm not going to go into the details, but this is a new possibility for you to decide whether you want to enqueue the CSS or not. Added the view page on new tab icon. So if we go in the builder tricks and we go top bar, we have a new open in a new tab here option. Let's just save, and I'll make sure to save that and refresh. If we now go on the top right of the top bar, you will see this new icon, view on front end. If you click on it, you will directly be able to see the front end. You don't have to click on the preview mode and then view on front end. Just have a direct access to your front end page. Okay. The next one, added a backward compatibility for the clamp function. Some users weren't able to make the clamp function working on all the browsers, so they asked to have the possibility to choose the unit used inside the clamp function. So now you can change, you can decide whether using the CQI unit, which is the container query unit, which is quite new. Maybe some older browsers like Safari prior to version 15 might have some issue with that. If compatibility is something really important for you, you can just change in the viewport, and this should be widely supported on every browser. Okay, and ACF Pro has been updated since there were some security issues on the last version, and this has been fixed. Okay, I'm not going to focus too much on the bug fixes. There are a lot of bug fixes also in 1.0.9, and there are just too many to cover. And I just at some time I just stopped making the list because it was just too long, and I just wrote tons of bug fixes, and that's it. So let's just that's it for 1.0.8 for now, and let's just jump on the new features of this release. And there are a lot of them. Many are focused on the builder tweaks this time, and let's cover them one by one. So the builder tweak script has been completely refactored. So you probably won't see this directly. It's all happening on the code, but the more I work on Bricks and the more I discover new things and a new way to improve my code, and I found the last week something like new idea to improve the code, and so I just refactored everything. It's like 4,000 rows of JavaScript, and just change everything to make it more flexible, more future-proof for the future release of Bricks, and it should be probably will increase slightly the performance of the builder, although I never really experienced any slowdown from Advanced Themer, but now we are running really less calculation on the browser side. It may affect some old computers with less CPU, but if you have a modern computer, I'm not sure if you will see the difference, but of course the code is really cleaner now. Big effort there. I took like 4 or 5 days just to focus on that, and it took a lot of my energy. So this is the new structure panel tab inside the builder tweak option. So if you go in the builder tweaks, go in general, you will see now a new structure panel option. Let's just activate it. And we have a new tab here on the left, structure panel. We have new option for the structure panel. If you are not sure what is the structure panel, this is the structure panel on the right. Okay. All the options from this tab are related to this part of the builder, and we have new stuff coming with this feature, with this release for the structure panel. We have on the first, we have you can choose which icons you want to put inside the structure panel. The icons are these ones on the top, right? You have the contextual menu. The contextual menu is when you right click on the structure panel, you will see these options. Now Advanced Themer will add some new features inside the context panel. The context menu, sorry. And the last one is the general tweaks. These are general tweaks. Tweaks that apply on all the structure that is not related to the header and the contextual menu. And okay, let's just save it for now, and let's just we will review them now. The new class converter. Sorry, there is a typo. They said it in the Facebook group. Converter. Okay, without enter. Okay, new class converter. Let's save and refresh to activate the structure panel features. Let's just hide this for now. Okay, to show you the class converter, this is a killer feature for me. Let's just create a new section, and let's just container, a heading and a basic text and a button. Okay, I just want you don't take any attention here on the iframe. Just focus on the structure. This is important, the most important things. We are going to put some style in it, so let's make some random style. I'm going to put 100 in different style, in different category. Let's put in border. It doesn't matter. You can put everywhere. Let's just spacing and button here. Okay. Now you can see from the indicators we have style on all these elements, but on the ID levels, what happens if you want to transfer these styles from the ID level to a class? So using normal bricks, you should go into section, probably copy style somewhere, don't even remember where it is. Copy the style and create manually a class, import this style, copy this style and import this style to the class, and do that one by one. Of course, it can be really frustrating if you have big section with many elements. So now there is a new class converter function, and I want to show you how it works. So if I right click and I open the contextual menu on the section, let's put it on the parent, right? You'll see a class converter menu item here. Let's just click on it. And you see now we have a new model on the right where we can choose our class prefix. If you're using the BEM naming convention, you can just do let's say feature and, oh sorry for the initial feature, and use the double dash like that. And that will be the prefix applied on all the elements and the element and all the children. Let's decide where we want to set this class, on the element itself, on the element and the children, or only on the children. Let's make, for now, just for the example, element and children. Do you want to copy the styles, the ID style to the class? Yes, we want. You can decide to just create the class without exporting the styles. And you can decide to export the styles, but skip if the class already exists. Let's just say yes for now. And erase the ID styles when done, yes. So when the ID styles will be exported to the classes, we want the script to automatically delete the remaining styles on the ID, since we have now all the styles exported on the class. Okay, let's just create the class. Click here. And now we have this message that, well, it was a bit quick, but it said we have created 5 new classes. And you see, just from a first look, we don't have any ID styles on the elements anymore. But now if we go here on each element, we see we have a new class created, which is called feature section. Feature is the prefix that we used. Sections come from the name used in the label. And if we click on it, we have all the styles that were before on the ID, they are now on the class automatically. And this is done for the container. We have the feature container class, which has all the style that we applied for the heading, feature text basic, and feature button, all the same. Perfect. One click, we exported all the styles on the classes, and there are no styles anymore on the ID, which is ideal, which is recommended. This is best practice. Perfect. Now let me just show you another example. I'm going to refresh, and the question is, can I somehow customize these classes? Of course you can. Let's just create a new section and a container inside, and adding basic and button. But I don't want, let's disable that for now. I don't want feature section container. I maybe want, let's keep section, this one, but let's make inner container, and let's make it a title. Let's make it description and call to action. Okay, I hope you are following me. And I want, okay, I'm going to create just 2 styles, just to show that it exported correctly. Let's just make this 2-1. Okay, I'm going to create now all the global classes for this component. Right click, class converter, element and children, let's make it features, and my double slash. Copy the style, yes. Erase the ID, yes. Create classes, and let's see the classes that it created. My section is still feature section because I didn't change the label. But let's just click on the inner section, and now my class is features inner container, just like we labeled it. This one is feature title and not feature heading anymore. Same for description, same for call to action. So you have completely freedom to name your class as you want, choose the prefix that you want. If you don't want to use a prefix, you can just label this element as you wish, and it will automatically create the classes for you without prefix. It's just as you want. If you are using the BEM convention, this is perfect. You just have to set your component prefix, and it will be added on all the classes. This is a killer feature from my point of view. Okay, we have a lot to cover, so I'm going to the next one. The next one is elements tag. This is also a great feature. I just enabled, sorry, I didn't cover that. Class feature need to be enabled from the contextual menu option here. Element tags come from the heading, the icons in the header. Elements tag, I just enabled it. And now you see on the top here, let's just expand it more. We have this show element tags, new icon. If I click on it, all the tag from each element will show. So this section, let's go into content, as an HTML tag section. But if I change it, if I want to change it for some reason, well, in the section there is no really reason. But if I click on this button section, it will show a drop down now with the same option from the element here. Okay, and you can just change the HTML tag from the structure panel. So if I click div, it will change to div and automatically set it to the HTML tag div. Great feature. If you go to the title and you see now, oh, I didn't remember I set the title as an H3. Maybe I want an H1. I just click on it, H1, fixed, H1. And you see HTML tag here is set as H1. Perfect. It's a great time saver. It's a great time saver, but also you may just don't remember which tag is associated to which element. You don't have a quick overview of all the tags applied on your structure. And maybe because you just don't know them, you didn't figure out that that a particular the basic text is by default is a div. You maybe want to have a P, right? In most of the cases, if you want a basic text, you want a paragraph. You probably don't want a div. And if you don't just see on the structure and see, oh wait, this basic text, why is it a div? It should be a paragraph. It just makes more sense. It's really easy to figure it out from the structure. So I think it's really great. Now, if you make a second click on the icon, we have a new version, a colored one. So I know some people don't really like a lot of colors, so this is probably not for everyone. But it adds some further information compared to the previous one. The information is in Bricks. Not all elements can be changed. Not all the HTML tags can be changed on all elements. So we have a 3-color legend here. The green one means if you click on the tag, you will see the drop down coming, and you can choose which tag you want to apply. Green flag, you can go. The red one means, like the code element, means you have no options inside the elements to change the tag. So this is it. you can do anything from this. Okay, but some are orange, like the button, for example, means that you can change the HTML tag, but there are no drop downs in the elements. And if you click on the button, see the element, the HTML tag here is not a drop down, it's actually an input, so you can just put anything from there. Okay, and that means you can change it, but you have to click on the element and change it by yourself inside the input. No drop down available. If you are if you don't want to see them, of course, you can just re-click on the icon and hide the tags, and this is normal view. And you can just switch them if you are not interested in the colors and just fine with the gray one. This works as well as intended. Great features. Let's move ahead. New breakpoint indicator. This also is a great time saver. Let's go in the title. I want to apply my styles and I want to set 100. Oh, sorry, I didn't activate the feature. Let's go back in the builder tweaks, class styles, and we said breakpoint indicator, right? Okay, breakpoint indicator, save settings, refresh. Let's save that for now. Okay, let's go back to the title here, and now you see I just typed 100 in margin. So we have an indicator from the group, that this is the core, a core feature from Bricks. But now we have this little device item on the side of the group. That means that you have inserted some style inside the layout on the desktop level. Okay. If we now change the breakpoint and click on the mobile landscape, for example, and type 150, now you see we have a second icon, the layout, and that says that the layouts have custom values inside it on different breakpoints. One is on desktop and one is on mobile landscape. And if you change it, it will remain. So you will be able to see directly where are the styles applied. You don't have to manually go one by one the breakpoints and find out where is this style applied. You have this little indicator that show you where are the styles applied. Super useful. If you go in typography and type it, we are on desktop and there is now a little desktop. If I remove it, it will be removed it as well. Super neat feature, but it's even better if you couple it with the media queries indicators, which I believe is our next feature, the new indicators of styles. Oh no, sorry, it's not this one, it's the next one. It's the style indicators in the media queries panel. Let's just save. And did I save this one? Let's save just to make sure and refresh. We have now new indicators. Let's just go back in title. And if you check the breakpoint panel, we have now new indicators bars that show us that on this element we have ID style applied on desktop and on mobile. So you don't, again, maybe you can't find out where some style are coming from on the mobile. You don't remember to have changed a value inside which breakpoint. no problem. You see now indicator on the mobile landscape. Let's just go there, style. Okay, my mobile landscape is here, so my value that I change is here, just in 1 second, not 5 minutes just to find out where the values is. And this is true for the focus, over, pseudo elements, classes, and everything. So you just see all the values in a matter of seconds. Super useful. Let's go back in the desktop. Let's just delete that one. And indicator of styles inherited from a class. Again, a feature requested by the community. Let's just allow indicator of style inherited from a class. Sometimes you want to know which value come from a class and which one from an ID, right? Without going into each class and see which one modify this value. You want to see on the fly. So let's just save that and refresh. Let's just go on the title. Let's just click on the features title here, and we'll put 100, and we'll also change the width, the min width, and the max width, just for the example. If I clear this, you will see now I'm on the ID style level, and you will see new dots on the margin, a blue dots on the left, a new blue dot on the width, and blue dots on the min width, and also on the max width. This means that you can change, of course, this value, but you are going to overwrite a value that already exists on the class base. Okay, so you don't have to go nuts and find out if this particular value is already changed from a class level. You just directly know looking on the dots. And of course, if you want to override it, you can do it. You just enter 100, and now the dots is yellow. This means that you have active styles on the ID. But if you remove it, you know that it's already applied on the class. So you don't have to, logically, if your class structure is working, you should not rely on ID styles. You could just rely on the class one. And this indicates this one. I think it's pretty useful. Let's go ahead and let's see the style indicator in the media. No, okay, we already done that. The lock class indicator. So let's just enable the lock class indicator from the builder tweaks, and let's refresh. Sometimes. Of course, let's just go back here. The first thing you will see that now the class is in green. This means that this class can be edited. It's not locked. Okay. Let's just create a new one and feature title 2, for example. And again, this one is green because it's unlocked. But now let's just lock it. Clicking by here, you'll see it's red. It indicates that your class is locked, and ideally you shouldn't modify it. Perfect. If you have a lot of classes, let's say you have 6-7 classes there, and you're probably using some utility classes that you don't want to change, because if you are going to change your utility classes, first of all, maybe if you're using an external framework, you are not able to change these utility classes, because the style are coming from an external CSS, not from the Bricks builder. And then you don't want to unlock them and change them, because the change won't apply, or it will mess with the other things. So you just don't want to change them if you're using utility classes. And probably if you lock them, it means that they are not meant to be changed, right? So you just don't want to mess up and see on the fly which one you can modify and which one you can't. And this is why this indicator exists. Okay, let's just go forward. and copy class to the clipboard, and clone class. We have now two new features that are related to classes. Let's just enable both of them, clone class and copy class to the clipboard. Let's just save that one and refresh. There are times that you want to be able to quickly copy the name of the class, but in Bricks there's no quick way to copy the text there. Maybe you just want to copy this class and insert it in another element, but there are no way to do it. You have to manually type them. Now we have a new icon on the right, copy class to the clipboard. Let's just click on it. Features title successfully copied to the clipboard. Let's just change the description and copy, and it's a features title, and it's already in my clipboard. I just have to import it and it's done. Okay, this is basically the copy class to the clipboard. Useful if you just have to copy always your classes and you want to have a shortcut for this. Now you have it. But then comes the clone class, which is a really great idea that comes from the Facebook group. Sometimes you want to be able to just duplicate the classes you just created. Maybe these classes have a lot of options already, and you want to copy the styles of this class without doing it manually. But you maybe just want to change one parameter or two parameters, and now you can do this. You can let's say features description here. You can just click on clone class. You will see a new input, features description new. Let's just change it. Let's description 2, for example. Let's just click clone save, and it created a new class. And it copied all the styles from features description to features description 2 automatically. And you can now go into the tabs and change the values that you want to change. Don't have to do it manually and create all the class from scratch. You can duplicate them and change the value that you want. Really neat feature. New hide elements, really easy. It comes from, again, from the structure panel, and it's activated from the contextual menu. Since we have it activated here, I can show it. If you right click on the description and click hide element, now, sorry, we are on the class, automatically, sorry, maybe I'm not. Okay. It's hidden, but I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe because it's here. Oh, okay, it's here. Sorry. For the sometimes Bricks put the display element in different position, which is can be overwhelming. So here's a display feature, and it's set to none. And to quickly reactivate it, you can click on the icon hidden, and it will be display block again. So you can just quickly click on hide element and show them back just in a few clicks. You don't have to, just like I just did. I didn't know where to look at to find the display field and set it to hide. I just right click, hide element, done. Okay, new class highlight indicator. So now, if you click on the, let's put here feature, just for the purpose, feature description here. Oh, we have it activated, features description. You see on the panel that we have a right outline that highlight our class 1 and 2, but now we have a new highlight option on the structure panel. If you have long structure panel, you might not see exactly which element shares the same ID, and now you have the outline means that this features description class is added both on the inner container and the description. Just visually you see it. Great feature. New option in the extend classes feature. So the video is becoming really long. I'm going really fast on it, but if you click on the extend class and style, you can now decide to extend not only on the DOM, on the sibling, but you can also target the children. You can decide to erase or not the classes on the destination. This is a new option. I'm going really fast because these are things that already exist, but okay. And now also the labels have been changed that reflect the name of the elements in a human way, and the style the same thing. The properties are now readable by a human, and same thing for the section, of course. Okay, disabling. I want to talk about this one, the last one, disable styling on ID level. This created a lot of confusion, and I received a lot of tickets saying, "Where are my style tab? I don't see the left icons anymore." Just because you, the guys had, let's just back to the builder tweaks and the class styles had this hide. The style tab on ID level, which is, I think, a really great feature, but it was clearly misunderstood. So I decided to revamp it completely, and let's just activate it for now, save settings, and have a look at it right now. Yeah, just refresh. And instead of having let's click on this block. Instead of having this style tab hidden and not having the left shortcut tab anymore, we have it. There are no icons from there, and there is now this little lock that shows that you can't click on the style right now. You have to click on the lock to have access to the ID styles. So now we can click on the background, we can click on the style tab, and we are able to change our ID values. But if we change now the element, the lock is back. So it's applying on the same element session, right? But of course, if you click now on the class, let's give, this one is locked, sorry. Let's feature title, for example. Now you see the lock is gone. So, and you can access to your tabs here from here. So this feature, I really would like people to understand the function of this feature is to stop you from styling from the ID level, which is not a good practice, and to invite you to create a class to put your styling there. But if you still want to override the styles, you are able to do it, okay? But now you have this second step that you need to unlock the styles to have access to the styles from the tab here. That's it. If you don't want to use it, that's totally fine. Now you have even more reasons to style on the ID level, because now you have the class converter. So you can just decide to design everything on the ID level on the first stage. And once your design looks great, your component, you are happy of your component, you can decide to run the class converter, create all your BEM class naming convention, and you won't have any style on the ID level, and all your classes will be well structured with all the style you decided. So this is one way to understand your workflow. But if you prefer just to avoid styling on the ID level, you have a tool from Advanced Themer to just indicate stop. You are starting on the ID level. You may want to create a class just to style this component. I hope it's clear. Just I try to at least. If it's not, just leave a comment and say, I just don't understand a word that you're saying, Maxime. Can you try to explain me better? And I try to. But okay, I stop for now. The video is already 15 minutes long. It was a really long release. I hope you guys enjoy what you're seeing, and leave a comment below if you are just want to leave a nice word or any suggestion or anything. And see you soon for the next release. Bye bye, guys.